Hello everybody and welcome back, and the party are here on the map, and this was the situation that they found themselves in last time. There was a party of gnolls right behind them. About 5 to 10 minutes away was a second party hurrying forward with reinforcements of several ogres and more gnolls. And way down the valley, maybe about 6 miles away, there was another pursuit of a massive horde. They will probably take about 3 hours to get to here. So after a couple of minutes of being fed up of being shot at, these gnolls backed off to meet their reinforcements. So this gives the party a few minutes to think. Sylvia is still trying to hold this phantasmal force into place. So the arguments that the party have are, 1, they could try and defeat the gnolls and the reinforcements. There's about 20 gnolls in total, 25 and 4 ogres. That would leave the party seriously depleted, and they have no idea when they walk into this doorway what they're getting into. It could also be that the gnolls, which are close by, are actually going to just wait for all 200 to reach them, which would make waiting here futile. So on the balance of things, the party decide they're going to break for it. They will have about 5 to 10 minutes head start on the gnolls, and it might even take them a couple of minutes to realise this was an illusion and the path was still there. So that's what they're going to do. These gnolls have gone, party are going to make a break for it into this little doorway, which is not just a rough cave archway, but has been fashioned by some civilization. That in itself is interesting. So what happens? Well, the thunderous roar of the falls follows you into the tunnel and echoes around its damp and dripping walls. A short way ahead, the tunnel bends to the right and begins to ascend in broad steps. The undisturbed mud on the floor tells you that no one has been here for many years. Right. Unbeknownst to us, the gnolls have no interest in pursuing us into this tunnel. They have their own reasons for avoiding it. So the party are going to climb and climb this seemingly endless stair, and it of course takes a bit of effort to get the pony to follow. We have to light torches, and in the torchlight we just can see not further than around the corner, and the stair just seems to be endless. So with nothing but sometimes the odd drip of water and the clop of the horse's hooves and her own feet, that's all there is that breaks the silence as the party just climb upward in their torchlight. Eventually they see daylight and they come across this stone bridge that has a little stone hut in the middle of it. Night has fallen and there's a small sliver of a new moon in the sky, so the torches are still held aloft. And about here, they see the skeletons of 2 gnolls. And when they examine them closely, they find there is money on them, small token of gold, but they don't have any weapons, and they clearly died some time ago. This might be why the gnolls are avoiding this staircase. But as we finish climbing up the stair, we're going to stop and pause here and listen. Liz can't hear anything, but if there was a horde of 200 gnolls coming up the stairs after us, we would hear it. We don't hear anything. This little hut might be a good place to rest for the night, so the party approach it. A little description. The bridge is 20 feet wide and 80 feet long, and a 20-foot square tower spreads across the width of the bridge and has a bronze door on either side to allow passage across. The doors are currently closed. Close examination of the nearer door reveals an engraved pattern almost obscured by verdigris of entwined needles and threads. So this is a bronze replica of the tapestry with the symbolic needle and threads. Let's do a couple of intelligence checks. Right, Malin easily passes that intelligence check, and he suggests maybe we need to use the tapestry needle to open the door. Okay, so we take out the tapestry needle, but the doors push open easily anyway. I'm going to do a 50-50 roll, and if the roll is over 50, Malin keeps the needle in his hand, and if the roll is under 50, he puts the needle back into his pocket. and it's over 5860. So the party enter this little building, and there are two statues standing guard on either side, and they are made of steel. Carrick goes up and wraps his knuckles on one, and indeed it sounds metallic. Now we are going to rest here for the night, and in order to do that, we have to clear up any debris on the floor. Good job that we do, because look at this treasure. Lying on the floor is a wand of polymorphing, 3 charges, a scroll with lightning bolt, haste, confusion, and magic missile. Right, well Malin wants to learn a read magic instead of a sleep. So tomorrow morning he can read that, and he can copy the lightning bolt into his book, and he can keep the confusion for a later level, and the haste can be given to Sylvia. Now something happens. This is unclear in the rules. The steel statues attack anyone entering the room unless shown one of the magical silver needles. In this event, they stand smartly to one side and bow as the adventurers pass. Right, Malin had the needle in his hand, and in order to prepare for bed, he's going to put the needle back into a pocket. Right, I think that's going to trigger the statues to attack. Right. Okay, so as soon as Malin puts the needle back in his pocket, these two statues creak into life and raise their metal fists. Okay, the fight is on. So the party have taken off their backpacks, they're stretching and thinking, oh, what a nice place to rest, when all of a sudden, with a really drawn out metallic creak, they see the two statues raise their fists. Everybody rushes back out onto the bridge, and we'll have 4 front liners holding the line. We're going to have Donard, Carrick in the middle, and they're going to be flanked by Sylvia and Stephen. And we watch in horror as these two statues come to life, stiff-legged, move in for the kill. It won't have occurred to Malin that the needle was the cause, but that might happen halfway through the fight. So there's no surprise. In fact, these statues move incredibly slowly, so there's plenty of time to duck out of the way. Right. They get initiative. They have 2 attacks of 1d8 each, and a THAC0 of 15. The one on Donard misses both times. They need a 16 to hit. The one on Carrick misses both times. Right, we have no magical support. Right, so it's all melee. Let's do Carrick. They have an armor class of 1. His melee THAC0 is 11. He hits and he does 11 damage. The statue on him is down to 11. We'll do Donard, who hits nicely and does a massive 9 points. The statue on him is down to 13. And I'll do Sylvia, whose melee THAC0 is 15. She has got a sword plus 2. To hit armor class 1, she needs the roll of 14. And she throws a 1. Okay. And Stephen, his melee THAC0 is 15, largely because he gets a strength bonus, and he has a sword plus 1, plus 1 strength. And he misses as well. So it's round number 2. And we get initiative. Let's do that again. Carrick hits and does 8 damage. The statue's on to 3. They have a morale of 12. They don't stop. Donard hits. Well, still a hit. He does 5 damage. His statue's down to 8. Right, we're gonna have Sylvia. Ah! She hits and kills the statue that's on Carrick. She makes up for that blunder. What can Stephen do? And he hits as well. And the statue that's on Donard is down to 2. Okay, now what can this one statue do that's on our cleric? With its 2 fists. Oh, look at that. It would have to do max damage, wouldn't it? Donard is at 38. This is round number 3. Okay, and after those blows knocking Donard hard on one shoulder. It misses this time. Okay, can our cleric retaliate? Yes, he can. His melee THAC0 is 13, so yes, and he does what's required to kill the living statue. Right. Okay, now we have some healing, and we might as well do that before bed. Sorry, Donner is at 33, so he is going to cast a Cure Light Wounds on himself. Okay, he's 35. He's going to cast second Cure Light Wounds. He's at 39. Sylvia has a magic sword with a cure on it, and we can either cure Donard from 39 to 42 or Carrick from 29 to 32, and I think it makes sense to cure Carrick. Yes, and he's up to 32. Okay, now the party are going to bed down for the night, and Malin is going to memorise Read Magic, and let's see what the next day brings. So the party have rested in the little hut on the bridge. They've woken up the next day, which is the 1st of Claremont, okay? And the weather on the 1st of Claremont is reasonably good. It's actually hot, in fact, with a light breeze. So this is not a windswept, rain-drenched passage through the mountains. This is quite the opposite. And so they make good way single file to about here. The book gives you several optional encounters. I'm going to do this one here, V7. These aren't too difficult, but they may cause problems if you're on horseback. We have one pony, which Malin is leading. And it's quite easy for everybody else to just scramble over the rocks, but the pony needs to be led. Right, that's a 4. Okay. Now I'm very glad that Malin is leading the pony because Mavis gets a +2 bonus onto that 4. And she might have got a +2 anyway. Well, a pony isn't quite a mule and it's not quite a horse. So would she have got +1? Don't know. Altogether she gets 6. And we're told on this, if she rolls 1 to 4, she will fall. So she very nearly skids off the slope and drags Malin with her. It's quite clear that Malin isn't strong enough to take care of the pony on this dangerous track. So that task is given over to Carrick, who is our strongest character. So the party continue on towards this part here, V2, and I might as well describe it. A high 20-foot wide arching bridge spans a 200-foot wide gorge which joins the main pass. Although it has a parapet running along either side, the bridge is crumbling in places and looks very unsafe. Small pieces of it drop away and plummet hundreds of feet to the chasm floor as the party crosses. Despite its appearance, the bridge is safe. When halfway across, however, the party mounts are attacked by 2 griffins who swoop in from the side gorge. Now, a griffin is a new monster, and rather foolishly I misread them as hippogriffs. But let's see what a griffin is. Right, they have an AC of 5, and they have a THAC0 of hit dice level 7 monsters, which means they only have a THAC0 of 13. They have 3 attacks, D4, D4, and 2D6. Sorry, 2d4. In this case, they have 38 and 23 hit points. Okay, let's read up about a griffin. We like reading about a new monster. A griffin is a large monster with the head, wings and front claws of an eagle and the body and hind claws of a lion. Its favourite prey is horses. When within 120 feet of a horse, a griffin must make a morale check or attack immediately. Griffins are very powerful and may swoop down and carry off horse-sized or smaller creatures. Wild griffins will attack anyone who approach their nests. They may be tamed if captured young, becoming fierce, loyal mounts. Right, well, I do believe we're told these attack on sight. Right, so 2 griffins. We're told the screeching of the griffins panics the horses while we have 1 pony. And it's up to the person who is holding the horse to make a strength check. And that strength check is 3d10. Right. So let's roll 3d10. And Carrick's strength is 16. That would be a 10. That would be a 5 and a 3. That's 18. Nope. Our pony bolts across the bridge, and I think she's likely to be dead. She will only have 12 hit points, so the griffins immediately swoop in to attack. She's not a warhorse, which would have armor and maybe defend herself with hooves, but we could win the initiative. We could damage these griffins, and they could fly off with a failed morale check. So let's roll for initiative. And they get initiative. Right, so with a THAC0 of 13 and 3 attacks, well, only one can attack the pony at a time because these have beating wings and it's far too small a target. They're not going to be able to both attack. And well, that's 2 hits and that's 6 points off Mavis the pony. And what about the bite attack? Yep, and that's our pony carried off, dead. Oh well, that's going to cause some problems because she had our food. We'll do a roll later to see if any of the packs fell off her. Right, so we've got one griffin who is going to attack us and it has to pick a target. And let's roll a 1d6. Now let's roll to see who rolls lowest. And that's either Stephen or Sylvia. And it chooses Sylvia. Right, okay. Let's see what its claws do to Sylvia. She has her longbow out. So her AC is 3. Well, that's 1 hit for 4 points. She's down to 12. And what about the bite? Yes, that's another 5 points. She's down to 7. Right. We're going to have to think on our feet here. Okay, let's do missile attacks. Let's do Liz. Well, with a short range bonus, she misses. Let's do Stephen. He hits. They only have an AC of 5 and he does 2 points off it, down to 21. Let's do Carrick with a crossbow. He hits, but he only does 1 point. We have spells. Malin is going to cast Shield. And Donard is going to have to heal Sylvia for 2 points. We're going to cast another heal. Sylvia has a healing sword. Okay, that's a bit better. She's up to 15. Round number 2. We get initiative. Okay. I might cancel that healing sword because Sylvia would have swapped weapons. Okay, so she is at 9. We get initiative. Liz, shoot this hippogriffin. Stephen misses it. Carrick misses it. Donard, can you reach up and whack it with your warhammer? Spells. Don't really have anything. Donard can hit it well, but he does 5 points. It's down to 15. Now Sylvia took her sword out the last time. Is she going to whack at it or is she going to cure herself? She's going to cure herself. I should have gone for the 5. She's up to 11. Now the griffin is on her. It's been badly hit. Let's do a morale check for it. Their morale is only 8. And it makes its morale check. Okay. Sylvia is within dying range. And that is 3 points off her. She's down to 8. And that's another 4 points down off her. She's down to 4. We need to shoot this thing. Oh God. Liz, 3 fails in a row. Stephen misses. Carrick misses. Right, Donard, cure light wounds. Second one. Okay, that's 6 points, she's up to 10. Sylvia can do nothing but try to defend herself. And she misses. Right. It's go. I'm happy. Right. Okay, well it misses with one and hits with the other. She's back down to 8 HP. And that's a miss. Okay. Round number 3. And it's mutual. Her AC is back up to 1 and it hits for 3. So she's down to 5. Right, that's a miss, and that's 6 points. Would have killed. Okay, our go. Sorry, I should have done missiles first. Liz finally hits and does 7 points. It's down to 8. Stephen hits and does 3 points. It's down to 5. Carrick misses. It's at hits go. Donard hits and does 5 points instead. Right, okay. Sylvie's down to 5 HP. Our pony has been carried off. Oh god. I have to think about how to work this through. I'm going to do a percentage roll for both of its backpacks or its saddlebags. And if the score is 50% or less, then the saddlebag fell off. Right, that's a 17 and that's a 76. So we have recovered half of our stash, which would largely be food. Okay, well I leave it here for today. Well, the party are going to cross the bridge. And up ahead, as they move on without a pony, they're going to come to this fallen bridge. I'm going to have to read up on earth they're going to get across this. Okay, I think I'll leave it here for today, and we'll be back again next time. Right, it might be a bit of a shorter episode, but the drama is ramping up. Okay, so I'll see you next time.